far as the housekeeping items go, hopefully that makes for a better experience for everyone on the call today. So without further ado, I have the honor to introduce you to our presenter, Biutel Moreno-Emeric. Biutel has worked at American Airlines Credit Union for a little over 26 years and holds a number of designations, including Credit Union Development Educator and Credit Union Business Development Professional. Couple quick fun facts to help you get to know Biutel. He is a cruise enthusiast with around 30 plus cruises to his name and hopefully many more on the horizon. Around the office, he's known for his keen sense of style, especially his shoes. I know you guys can't see them on the call today, but I guarantee you they match or they got some flair to them. Biutel, I'll turn it over to you. I'll check back periodically, but the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you for the introduction. As always, it's pretty funny when you talk about my shoes and stuff like that. Anyways, welcome everybody. For those that is the first time, welcome again. And for those that are celebrating anything out there today, congratulations on your event or whatever, birthdays, anniversaries, or whatever. And let's try the feature of the Q&A. Tell us where you're coming from. Just put there your station, your state, or something like that to make sure that when you participate for your questions, you already know how to do it. So let's go ahead and start with our first time purchasing a vehicle. Now, again, this says first time, but it also includes for those first time refinancing a vehicle. So this is a lot of information. We don't want to make it sound like it's a sales pitch. To the contrary, but we want to make it look like it's that for the first time you're coming to us as your financial institution to help you with this particular need in your life, which is a car loan, which most of us will use or need at one time or another. So I wanted to make sure that we all aware of that. And again, thank you for the opportunity of being here with us. So let's start. Agenda is simple. As you can see, it's basically 5 points. How much you can afford, financing and your credit, how to have a stress-free or hopefully a stress-free car buying experience with the lack of inventory. It can be a little stressful. There may be a bit more of asking from the dealerships at times. But anyways, we'll get to that one. We'll also give you tips on how to shop for your vehicle itself. If we have time, we may introduce to you from our website, our Cuddle experience, where you can try to locate the vehicle that you're searching for, that you want to see, or that you want to test drive. And also, we will have the credit union offers that we have and our resources as well. Again, we want to make sure that you are aware of everything that the credit union can offer you as a member owner, or for those that are not yet a member owner, it could be the first time for them to see and realize that this is a great opportunity for them. So we'll continue. Call question number 1.
So quick. I just want a quick shout out. Welcome. We got participants from Aubrey as well as West Palm Beach. So appreciate y'all joining us. So the poll question goes like this. When would you like to purchase a vehicle? Obviously, if you're here, you've got some interest in how the whole process goes. Maybe it's your first time. Maybe it's your first time reconsidering what vehicle you want. The questions are as follows. You're looking to purchase a vehicle as soon as possible, maybe in 3 to 5 months, maybe within a year. Maybe you're just trying to get some information and you're looking for a vehicle in the next few years, or E, you're just not sure, but you know you need one. So we'll let those respondents roll in. Biutel, are you purchasing a vehicle anytime soon?
Not at this time, but if I was a consumer searching for one, I would say within a year itself. That it's going to be the most popular answer. But again, we will see in a minute. What do you think?
Well, they just popped up. I was going to guess within 3 to 5 months, but and I was correct. There we go. So the results go as follows. You guys should be able to see them with us here. Looks like a majority of everyone that's on the call today, we're looking at 3/4, all say within a year. 5% are staying in a few years, or they're just not sure. But it looks like, Biutel, everybody's looking to potentially purchase their first vehicle within the next year. So I'll turn it back over to you, and I'll see you here in a little bit.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you. Yeah, the answer is no matter which one you select, this is the place to be because within 3 to 5 months, if you order a new car, it's going to take a couple of months to get it. So you're in right on line with that. Within the year, the same thing. We're about to get into the new models for 2024 that are coming out. So it's something that people will like to probably think about and, take the first chance and opportunity with us. So you're in need of a car and you want to know how much you can really afford. You're probably a recent graduate or a person that moved from a state that you don't need a car, and you're trying for the first time to get that vehicle that is going to take you back and forth to do your due diligence, whatever it is that you do. And there's the right place for that. Again, it's here. So you want to know, how much really will a car cost? Because at times we think it's a price, but then when we go, we get sticker shock or something like that. Do you want to go with new or used? I mean, do you want to go with something that is going to save you money within gas, maybe go electric or something to that matter? Do you want to go new or because it's probably less of a hassle of maintenance itself? Or do you want to go with something used because it's been already probably serviced, it's like it's been tested and you know that it's a good vehicle and historically it shows being as a good vehicle. Plus, you want to know if I go with a sports car, is my insurance going to go higher? Is it going to be more? Or if I go with a four-door, is it going to be less? Or is it going to be something that I can afford? Again, being a first-time buyer, we at times don't think of these little details as insurance, as maintenance costs. But again, we as your financial institution, we want to make certain that you are aware of all this and more to come of what is to own a car and what entails itself. So you're wondering, okay, so I don't know the price of the vehicle. I wonder how much would it be for me to finance? Do I turn my old car in if it's not your first time buying, but you're trying to get that first 2023 or that first 2024 vehicle? How much to put down if you have to put down? What's going to be your rate? Your rate, again, it's based on your credit worthiness. And for some people, it's different. Some people just started their work careers, so their credit score may not be up there. And some of you may have gone through difficulties within this past couple of years, so your credit score may not be up there yet. You're improving on it. It may have been bruised a little bit. So we just want to make sure that you're aware that we will, for the first time, check everything for you. We will check to make sure that whatever you get from us, whatever rate, whatever term, is the best possible for you. So the loan term, you can go up to, I believe it's 12 years that you can go with a car, but it all depends on the amount of the financing of the vehicle itself. So again, the more expensive, the more leeway that we give you for you to pay back the vehicle itself. So again, you think, you ponder, you wonder, and you talk to your friends. Talk to your friends in the credit union, which we work for you as a member owner. We do this for you at, again, no cost. Choosing a car, like I said before, do you want to go new? Yeah, everybody wants a new car. They like the smell, but it's more expensive, especially nowadays that you're going to have to order the car. So it's going to be special just for you to get that car within a couple of months. So it's going to cost more. The maintenance cost, hopefully, is less, but there's no guaranteed that a new car can be as expensive maintenance-wise as a used vehicle. It's one of those things that all depends how you take care of it, that it makes it last longer. So, and how long of a term do you want to do it? Some people would rather pay it within 3 years. Others want to stretch it for the long haul. That way they have cash fluid that they can use for a emergency account for those maintenance costs that they were not expecting. They have it on hand, and that way they're prepared for the future. Or, that somebody, is driving a Honda 2018, that is used, but it's solid, it's comfortable, you've ridden it many times. So you may want to go with something used like that, less expensive. Uh, Now, it may require some maintenance because, again, anything within 3 years, it starts needing some extra work, some more attention, some more detail to it. And then those will be shorter terms uh, at times, which will maybe at a higher interest at times as well. Fortunately, here at the credit union, for us, a new vehicle, it can be from the previous year with up to 36,000 miles that we still consider as new. So that gives you an option of, instead of getting a 2022, you can get a 2021 with all the bells and whistles, probably, and we still consider as new, so you get the better rate. Some of us, when I say us, like to drive around in newer vehicles all the time with the latest and the greatest style. So we go for leases. The payments are lower, but of course the car is not yours. It's like some sort of a kind of a rental that you're doing agreement with a company. Uh, the maintenance is minimal. Again, usually it's 2 to 3 years the lease. You turn it in, you get a new one, so you don't have to worry about that. Unless, since you've driven the car for those couple of years, you're very comfortable, you like it, you feel that it's very reliable, you want to come to us and say, look, I want to buy the lease. Can you help me? And of course, we will definitely walk you through the process of getting the vehicle. Because again, we want you to be as happy as this gentleman here when he gets his new or used vehicle with us, especially being the first time that they're purchasing a vehicle or a car that they really, really wanted. A lot of people nowadays are into the electric vehicles because they're trying to save money. But again, that is an option, that is a choice as a consumer that you want to review, study, analyze, because there's a lot of those electrical stations around that you don't necessarily pay anything at the time for the charging, especially at work. Right here at headquarters in DFW, where we are located, we have probably like 10 or 15 different stations, and we see them all hooked up out there. So again, it's just a matter of what you're looking for. So how your credit works, as I mentioned before, the credit worthiness will impact the rate that you get from us. It will impact most likely the term as well and how much you are approved for. So the better your credit, the higher. For those that don't know, this is probably their first time. It's based on a numerical digits, starting as low, to my understanding, the 500s up to 900, maybe 850, 900, which is a paper, what we call. So it all depends where you fall within that range. Your credit score will be the one letting us know how much of a rate can we provide to you. The higher the rate, it's less risk for us to lend, based on that it shows historically that you've been able to maintain a good profile with different companies that you may be financing items through. And that's what your credit report does. It tells us this person has been with these companies and they have revolving credit, they have paid it on time, no delays or anything like that. So again, it will let us know what kind of annual percentage rate you will get for that, which will then let us know if you may need a cosigner. Cosigners are great help. Usually a cosigner is somebody you know very closely. That being said, it's a matter of finding someone that has better historical credit reporting than you. That way it can improve your rate if yours is a little low, for a lower APR or annual percentage rate, which will then move you to the monthly payments basing on the term that you take and the amount that you are granted for your loan itself. So again, it's a matter of your credit worthiness. Some people are fresh, they don't have a high score, but we can help you get there. So for those that are member owners already, when you go into our website, usually you see it in the right-hand side that it talks about, shows you your credit score. It tells you how good you have improved, how you're doing. It tells you if there's been any changes on it for the good or for the bad itself. So it's one of those things that you can see if you're improving, and if you're not, if you see that you're still in the low numbers, talk to us. We can help you with that. And again, at times you need to find someone that is going to support you with their financial history credit. That way you can get a better rate, a longer term, and it'll help you also improve your score because, again, even though you're the primary in the loan itself, it helps you with your historical as well, showing that you're paying. Thanks to that individual that we're able to say, yeah, I'm willing to take the risk because I'm co-owner of this vehicle now. So if by any chance something was to happen that you as the owner of the vehicle do not have the ability to pay the loan, we will go to the second owner and say, okay, this person is not finding the ways to pay the loan. Can you take care of this? Again, we also offer different programs besides getting a cosigner through our financial wellness group. It's one of our teams that will help you improve and it'll teach you how to save money, how to create a path for your future, improving your credit score, and getting your finances together for you to be able to get the ride that you want. As you see on the screen, we have our web address for our group or our phone numbers, and we can help you with that. There's no cost to do this. It's a matter of us wanting to make certain that our member owners can improve their credit with any hassle or not paying fees to other groups. Some people don't have any credit. Again, like I mentioned, let us be the first ones to come and help you with that. We have a first-time buyer program for those that have little credit or no credit, and we want to make sure that you're taken care for the right way within any loan products that you may be in the lookout for. At this time, Jack, any questions, any comments, anything that we can do?
Yeah, we just had a question, concern about the credit score that we pull. Correct me if I'm wrong, we use Experian for rendering our loan decisions.
Correct, yes.
And then you talked about the credit score on, if you go back a slide or two, on our, this one. On our Savvy Money or on our online banking. I believe this one pulls from TransUnion.
Correct, it's a different company.
Right. And so for those of you that may experience, if we pull your credit and try to get you pre-approved and we use Experian, maybe that score is a little lower than you might see. We can also accept this TransUnion score. If you are lucky enough to have pulled your credit score elsewhere from, let's see, there's Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. If that one's higher, feel free to bring it to us. We're happy to take a look at that and consider that in our loan decision. But ultimately, it's an individual thing for everyone, and we want to make sure that we are working with you to give you the best rate that you qualify for in our programs. Every lender uses a different score to make their loan decisions, and we try to do what's right by the member and consider all of them if you have access to them. So that's something to consider. But as far as our default score, it is Equifax. So we'll go with that. One other question for you, Biutel. Do you have any, with the chip shortage right now or the low inventories, 1 to 2 years makes sense. Any for ordering a new car? I've looked it up, but do you have any insight of what you've seen as far as inventory levels or chip shortages or anything like that?
First, going back to the first question, Jack,
Sure.
A reminder to everybody, not all credit companies report the same information to all the different Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Not all of them get the same information. It all depends on the creditor itself, who they're providing this info. That could be the discrepancy on scores on some of these. So again, we're go by what they provide, and again, they don't have to necessarily report to all three credit bureaus, that it's going to affect what you see maybe in one side and what you would see with us. In reference to the cars, the shortage for whatever chip or parts that are created or built overseas, yeah, we're still going with that. We're still having the same issue. And that's why a lot of companies are starting new businesses here in the States, creating those particular, like the chip. Even I think the government, to my understanding, is mandating to have some of that created here in the United States, because we don't want to go through the same shortage, downfall of not only chip, but any other product or material that either for a vehicle or anything else, to be that we are solely being held back because of a different country creating it for us. Because let's say it was cheaper at the time, but we come to find out that that's not the case. Inventory is still low. And yeah, that's why we have to nowadays go ahead and order vehicles ahead of time in order to get what you're really looking for, because even the used car inventory is low and it's overpriced most of the time. And the difference is so minimal when you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars on financing, that it makes sense for a lot of people to wait to order it instead of having to go with something that they're not 100% satisfied.
Sounds good. And I looked it up while I saw that question. And truth be told, as far as the shortages and chip shortages and things of that matter go, it really does depend on the make, model, et cetera, that you're looking for. Every different automaker is going to have different bottlenecks, things of that nature. Kelley Blue Book, which is a very reputable source in the car community, stated that they don't even know when things are going to stabilize. They're projecting end of 2022, or manufacturers may really like keeping the reins and keeping it a seller's market. So a lot of auto manufacturers have actually decreased their projected inventory production over the next year, not only to make sure that they can deliver what they say they're going to deliver, but to kind of prop up prices. Truth be told, this may be the norm. So, the more that we can do to prepare you to make an educated decision, both from a borrowing standpoint and as far as the make, model, and trim that you want, it's going to put you in a better position as a buyer. The more that we can plan ahead, the better off you guys are. So I'll just add that based on some of the information I looked up recently.
Totally correct, Jack. That information is good to know and to pass on to those individuals on the webinar, especially for those for the first time buying or first time trying to refinance their vehicles. They need to know as much information as possible, because again, it's not necessarily the credit union either creating a credit score nor creating a shortage in vehicles. It's a matter of the way things are put out there, and vehicles or parts or whatever itself.
So really good question. You may get to this later on, Biutel. Can you apply for a car loan, either cash out refi or a new car loan, something like that, and use part of that loan to clear existing loans? Maybe you got some high interest credit card debt or something like that elsewhere. Or do we allow that?
Yes, that's a very smart way. Whoever answered that question or requested or mentioned that, it's a very smart way, and that's one of the ways we try to help our member owners that are not aware that they may be sitting in a little, golden mine with a car that they have. The car may be paid off, and when we look at the value, it could be on the $10,000-$15,000 that they can take out from the vehicle when they refinance it and pay a higher credit card, which yes, I'll be mentioning in a little bit ahead, but it's definitely the best way to lower your interest, get rid of high interest, get more cash again in your hands for you to use for whatever other experience, or for one of our emergency savings accounts, as I mentioned, or a share certificate. Happens to be that the share certificate's rate went up starting today, and even our savings rate went up. So something that you may want to consider, of that extra cash, either paying off something else or saving it, as it's going to earn a little more most of the other financial institutions.
Right. And we'll do one more question, Biutel, before we move on to the rest of, because we got some time at the end. Somebody had a question. Can a car loan be applied to a current lease with the option to buy? You mentioned like the lease program. I know, and I'll just go and put this out there, that we don't do leases. However, at the end of, say, a lease, can you talk about that and what their options are?
Yes, at the end of the lease, the lease company is going to tell you, okay, time to give me my car back. There's an agreement that you do with them for explicit amount of miles that you're going to be using during the term. If you're over, you pay extra for that. But like I mentioned before, if you decide that you like your car that you lease, you want to keep it, it's in great conditions, all you have to do is tell the leasing company, look, I would like to purchase your vehicle. You come to us. Usually, most of our member owners are pre-approved ahead of time, so that way they're aware of what they can afford, and we just get the purchase order, and we will evaluate based on the credit worthiness of the individual, what rate, what term, and what's the payment. We're gonna get together and talk about and see if this is what they really want to do, purchase that lease, and we can help them with that.
Awesome. Great. We've got a few more that have rolled in, Biutel, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna turn it back over to you, and we'll keep them coming, y'all. We'll be sure to answer as many as we can. Keep in mind, if we don't get to them, you can always indicate on the survey that you'd like somebody to reach out to you, and we can definitely continue this conversation. So, Biutel, back to you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. So let's go forward. So buying, financing vehicles, and about 4 easy steps. One of those things that we try to make it a good experience. We try to make sure that for those, especially that is the first time, we really don't want you to be at the dealership 10, 12 hours, which usually can be when you go and try to buy a new car. So we're going to walk you through some process. That way you can be ahead of the game. So you definitely want to get pre-approved. You want to go through the process of knowing how much you can really afford. The credit union will never put you in a position that you're going to be car poor. To the contrary, we are going to make sure that you are in a reliable vehicle that is going to bring you to things in life that are going to be happy for you. Because again, we don't want you to be car poor. We want you to be a member owner, a happy individual. And at times, being for the first time, it's best to work with somebody reputable, somebody that is going to be looking out for you. So second, besides getting pre-approved, do the research. And like I mentioned before, our website has a feature that you can use to find a vehicle, either locally at 100 miles, 500 miles from us. It all depends how far you want to go, the specific type, what dealership may have it, or you can build your own and you can see how much the car will be, how much your payments will be if you do it for 36 months, for 48 months, for 60 months itself. You can see all that beforehand. So do your research. Look into adding options. When I say this, I don't mean necessarily trying to get nice rims or trying to get that Corinthian leather on your car. We're looking for options that are going to be beneficial to you as the end consumer and to the loan itself, because we want to protect you and protect the asset itself. And finally, when you want to purchase that vehicle, let us take a look at your purchase order. Let us make sure that you're getting all the numbers are correct. There's nothing added at the end. At times, human error, things end up being added by the dealerships that is not supposed to be there, and we have to correct it in order to make certain that you are taken care of. So again, as I mentioned before, the best route to go is to get pre-approved. Now, let's make clear, and this usually comes in all our webinars. Once you get pre-approved, it's a hard hit on your credit, because while you're telling us, please see how much I can afford. So it's a hard hit. But you can do this online on the privacy of your house, on the privacy of anywhere that you are around the world. You can do it from your phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, or if you're more one of those that like to chat with individuals, try to get more engagement, call us. You can call either your local branch, you can call our 800 number, and we will love to chat with you. Our subject matter experts will walk you through the process. They'll mention everything that you need to know, either as a first time consumer or that person that is wanting to refinance the vehicle for a first time. We can do that. Or if you're at one of our branches, locations at an airport, during your break time or before or after work, stop by the branch. You probably know the branch manager or the loan officers better than we do, us being out here in DFW and you being over there at your station. So feel free to do it. If you want to go into our website, you can also see what offers we have for you within the auto rate that you may be getting. See what we can do for you. Again, a smart consumer, it's pre-approved. It has all the cards on their hand to play the game the way they want to play it. So, so you get pre-approved. And I mentioned to you before some of the offers that we have. So for those that are not member owners yet of American Airlines Credit Union, once you become a member of ours for your first time, we want to make sure that you are aware that we are offering you a discount, a welcome aboard of 0.25% annual percentage rate. So that means whatever rate you qualify for, because it's your first time becoming a member owner, we will adjust that rate 0.25%, so it's lower. This is within the first 90 days of you opening the account that this promotion there. Now, for those saying, oh, but I'm a member for a while, I take another loans, what about me? Well, this is our loan loyalty program that for those individuals that had more than 2 loans with us within the last 2 years, we will also grant them the discount of 0.25% annual percentage rate on that. Something to even help you further. For those that don't have a checking account, we can create a first-time checking account for you in order to take advantage of another discount. It's called a direct deposit discount. So you set up a direct deposit into your checking account with us. We suggest it's called the priority checking, but that's a different total webinar that Jack covers for us, but at least giving you the idea of how to get the most discount from your rate. So let's assume you got a rate of 4%. We can able to discount up to 0.50 of your annual percentage rate, because at one time or another you become a new member, then after the 90 days it falls off, or you have had loans with us within a couple years. So that gives you that. Direct deposit is one of those things that you can set up at any time and you can take off at any time. So make sure that once you set up your direct deposit and you're going to take advantage of the discount, that you maintain your direct deposit going into the checking account itself. So again, get pre-approved, take advantage of the discounts in order to get a better APR. Doing the research, this is where that I mentioned before, that you can go and search for a vehicle, search for a dealership, see what you can get out there, because again, as you drive by the dealerships, you're going to notice that there's either the cars inside the showroom or very little of them outside. So you can go to our credit union, aacreditunion.org /auto, and it will take you to this site here. If we have time a little bit later on, or maybe, go ahead.
There's a bunch of people that are asking Biutel, so I'd like to just take a minute to do that if that's okay.
Go for it. Jack is going to give us a little demo on how to work this here.
So first of all, we had some questions about current rates, things like that. I put in the chat, if y'all can always refer back to that. Your best bet is to go to aacreditunion.org /rates, like I have here, and then go down to auto and other personal loans. Because of the dynamic nature in which rates are changing today, your best bet is to always revert back to this. and it will address your specific needs. Of course, like we talked about earlier, it's about your credit worthiness. For those of you that are interested in searching for a vehicle, and finding a dealer and things like that, there are a number of questions about that. Your best bet is to go to aacreditunion.org/auto. Down here, you scroll down a little bit, you can click on Visit the Auto Buying Research Network. We're going to continue on because we're leaving the safety of the credit union's website, but this is one of our partners. And what it'll do is it'll bring up a page here, if it will, for you to kind of explore. I'm only going to show you one facet of this real quick, and that's to search for a specific car. So if you know you want new or used, in this case, I'm going to say new. I'm going to put the zip code that's closest to me, which is here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And then you can really kind of drill down. If you know what you want, this again, just one scenario, maybe I want a Jeep Cherokee. So I click those, and what it'll do is it'll bring me up a match of all of the different Jeep Cherokees. I know there's some Grand Cherokees thrown in here based on the word search, and you get an idea of what dealers have certain inventories. Over on the left-hand side, there's some different filters that you can use. Price analysis, maybe you only want to go to a dealership within 50 miles, things like that. The last thing I'll point out here is the plus rating. Basically, these are dealers that have proven that they are honest, trustworthy. They pay a little bit more to be featured, and they are held to a higher standard by our Tuttle, which is who manages this site, by our third-party contracted in corporation. So again, it's a really great tool. You can play around. I just showed you one facet. You can search by car, by dealer, by zip code, things like that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into the options to find the dealer that works for you. I do want to point out real quick, Biutel, there are tons of other auto search dealers. This is the platform we use, and it doesn't mean that you have to buy a car through them or that they're going to be perfect. But again, it's a tool for you to prepare yourself in purchasing the vehicle that you need. Back to you, Biutel.
Thank you, Jack. Correct. You know, this is your first time doing this, probably going to our website and finding out this tool. You're like, wow, thank you for doing this for us, helping us have this stressless experience itself. So as Jack mentioned, you can go into our website /auto, aacreditunion.org, and you can play around and build or see where your car is at. These are the options I have mentioned before that you want to look into. These options are not only for you as a consumer, but also for the loan itself to protect it. So the first one that we're offering is the Intercontinental Warranty Services. What this does is it adds an extra layer of protection to your car. Because yeah, you buy a new car, you probably get 36,000 miles coverage, supposedly bump to bump, etc. on that. But at times, there's small disclosures out there that when you go and you take your car, they say, well, no, this was not necessarily part of that coverage, and they want to charge you a lot more. So this, through us, it's a lot more conservative, the expense, than when you buy it at the dealership. Usually at the dealership, you're paying 3 times this pricing itself. And by saying that, it's something that will save you money, and you can add it to the loan value itself. So it's not something that you need to take out of your pocket and pay it ahead of time. If all the numbers work, you should be able to finance it with us through the loan itself. And again, it'll cover other expenses. And the best thing of this is once you submit the repair to the IWS, they'll go after the dealership and say, you know what? No, this is still under warranty. You are doing this. I'll cover the rest. So, and these are reputable individuals. It's not like, unfortunately, that shop you found down the street that they may not have ASE certified mechanics. These are individuals that are certified that IWS creates experiences with to make it easier for our members itself. The other one that we are offering is called, better known as the GAP. It's a guaranteed asset protection. So what this does is it's an insurance. So let's say you buy your car and you have it for 3 months and you're super happy. It still has that clean smell to it. But unfortunately, you get involved in a wreck. Something happens that your car becomes a total loss. It could be Mother Nature with the different type of weather it's been happening everywhere in the world. So it happens. It is what it is. And the insurance company says, well, your car at this time is worth $30,000, but it happens that you owe the credit union $33,000. So there's that gap of $3,000 that this protection will come in and work as much protection as possible to cover the total cost of what you owe. So with that, and this is $375, this one, the gap. I don't have a pricing for you for the BSA. Let me mention that because it's based on mileage, year, type of vehicle, and they have it for regular cars and they have it for electrical vehicles as well, and for those what are they called, antique cars as well, that they cover with protection as well. So the gap will take care of that difference that you owe the credit union and what the insurance company settled for. Will work with you to cover most of it, if not all of it, at the time of what's owed at the end of the transaction with the insurance company.
Hey, Biutel,
Yes.
real quick time check. Let's maybe speed through the credit life disability in the next slide, and just wanted to keep an eye on that.
No problem. We got it. We got it. So the other one that Jack mentioned is for credit life and credit disability. This is pennies to the dollar. And if you're sick, if you're not able to work after the first 30 days, the insurance will start paying this loan back. So again, with the past 2 years, people getting sick, people not able to work, this came in very handy to those individuals. So these are the options that we're adding. Step 4, the purchase. Make sure that when you're in the dealership, that you get that paperwork that you agreed. Send it to us. We will verify it for you. We will work with you. Once we do that, we'll send it to you. You sign it, and then you come as happy as this young lady out of the dealership with your new ride. Again, being the first time for some people. So the car tips. This is stuff that we believe it can help you. We're going to go really quick on this. Take somebody that you trust, either a mechanic, a dad, a mom, a pops, somebody that you have that you feel comfortable that they know about cars. That's the first thing. Buy something that really you can afford. You know, don't be buying a 2-door car when you have a family of 5. It doesn't work. Make sure that you have included all the expenses, as I mentioned before, gas, insurance, maintenance costs of your vehicle, because all that is factored into your expenses as well. Don't mention any trade-in until you got your final price from the dealership. Then you tell them, oh, I have a trade-in. That will bring the total value or the total cost of that vehicle down even more. Now, just so you know, they're going to try to give you the least amount of money for your car. So sometimes it's best to sell it outside. That way you can get some extra cash as well for that. Negotiate sales price only. Only the price, not on monthly payments. That's how they try to get you. They try to get you, oh no, I can lower your monthly payment, but the price is still high because they extend the loan. Again, that being said, these are some tips that we're giving you. Avoid impulsive buying. Just because you see that nice, beautiful car in the floor, you don't need that one particularly. Like I mentioned, you may need a SUV because you have a big family. So try both new and used. You know, make sure you're comfortable. If you're one of those guys that have water, it has Slurpee, it has coffee, like make sure you have enough cup holders. So make sure you contact your loan officer again before signing anything. We're looking out for you. Let us be the first one to review for you. This is a major purchase. This is not buying a pair of pants that you can go and return after you wear them 3 times. Once you buy it, you know, it's basically it, or they'll make you take a different vehicle, but the loan will still stand. Again, it's a major purchase. So credit union resources, again, sorry that we're speeding a bit. It's just a matter that I get engulfed in this because I have passion for this. But anyways, we have an offer for those individuals that want to come through and finance their vehicle with us as low as 1.9. Jack pulled it up the rate. Always be on the lookout for the rate changes. Uh, Plus, we're adding the feature of no payment for the first 90 days. Uh, for details, talk to your subject matter expert. They'll tell you how this exactly works. You can defer your first payment for 90 days. Again, the first time auto buyers can get up to 0.5% off based on the offers, either welcome aboard and direct deposit itself. For those that are member owners already, and who knows, they ended up financing their car at some other place, let us review it. And if we're able to refinance that car with us, uh, we will give you the 90-day deferral as well. That way you can save some money. And of course, you probably most likely be able to get that 0.5% off of your annual percent rate. Again, once you talk to your loan officer, they will definitely give you details on that matter. This is a program that we have here. It's called Pay to Pay on Time. This is for the first-time borrowers that don't have the 800 credit. They basically fall within C and D. The loan officer, once they see this, if you fall within that category, they will help you and they'll let you know about this program. Basically, what it does is it tries to lower the rate for you within the life of the loan. So as long as you make you fulfill the 5 basic steps in the bottom, and again, your subject matter expert will give you full details on this. Every year we'll deduct 2%. So, quick example, you got a loan at 10% because if your credit score wasn't the best, you paid everything on time and you did everything as follows, your rate will go then down to 8, the next year to 6, the next year to 4. So it's a matter of helping you out as a member owner find and have the ability to do so. So are you ready to finance a vehicle is the question now. Hopefully those out there for the first time can come in and visit our credit union website and look at the auto offers. You can apply online at your own privacy. Nobody hassling you, nobody over your shoulder, nobody asking you for your keys. You can call us, as I mentioned before, at our local here headquarters, or you can call your local branch. Talk to one of the loan officers, visit them, reach out to us. We work for you at aacreditunion.org. Send it on the survey that you want to talk to somebody. For those that have your phones on hand, we have our QR code that will take you to the mobile app, and you can work any loan or any product or anything more information, searching for different tools that we have out there as well. And Jack, it's up to you.
All right, another quick poll question. I know we covered a lot of material, y'all. So we just want to get a pulse of the room. I know we talked about a whole lot of different things, but we want to know, are you now considering taking advantage of these vehicle financing options? While a lot of it was about the credit union and what we can do for you, because we are a bit biased, I would say 95% of the time, we are going to be your best bet. We understand there's opportunities where it's not, but just overall, thinking about the different financing options, is it yes, no, or you're still not sure? Again, this gives us a little bit of pulse of the room and lets us understand how well we did and maybe talk to some specific topics. Biutel, are you considering taking advantage of these vehicle financing options or?
You know, all of them are right answers, you know, because that's what
Yep.
we're here for, to help them out. Yes, yes, let me help you take care of your business. No, let me talk to you so maybe you can take advantage of the refinance itself, and that way you can lower your rate at some other place. You're not sure? Again, just it's a matter of having time to talk to us and engaging with us as being your financial institution itself. So what we got? What's the poll? What did they say?
The results in over half said yes, 0% said no, 20% said I'm not sure yet. And for those of you that are math majors, the remaining 25%, those are probably people that didn't quite respond. With that said, I'll throw it back to you, Biutel, or is it my turn?
No, Jack, I believe it's going to be your turn. But those other 25 are shocked with the presentation. They're so, you know, so much info that they just stayed frozen for a second. But back to you, Jack.
Clearly, that's what happened. Y'all, I think we will have a time to answer a few questions. I know there's a few in the queue, a few that I've already answered, but before I take over on the question portion, I do want to highlight a few things. So consider these kind of public service announcements about the credit union. First of all, as you see in the title of today's webinar, we're really focusing on all of your financial firsts. So whether it's your first time buying a car, like today's webinar, or maybe it's the first time you're looking into investments or retirement strategy, we have resources that can help you on your journey. Best bet for at least the next month or so is to check out aacreditunion.org/financial first to learn a little bit more about how we can help in that facet. For those of you that are requesting a copy of today's webinar, you can scan the QR code whenever we send that to you early next week. So I want to throw out one more quick poll question before I continue on with our PSA announcements. We'll probably throw this one up for only 30 seconds. I know it says a minute, but y'all, it's a simple yes or no. Biutel?
Are you a member of American Airlines Credit Union? Are you a member owner taking advantage of our products and services? Are you a member owner giving the gift of membership out there for the first time to some of your relatives, kids, family members? All right, we got
yes or no. There's still a few coming in.
yes. But, you know, again, this is a matter of a learning experience for everybody for their first time. Maybe they don't have a credit union. Maybe they didn't know they could join the credit union. So this could be a great opportunity for them to take advantage of it.
What do we got, Biutel?
Right now, we got the answer. We got that close to 60% are member owners, and that 17% are not, but thinking about it most likely, because again, the great products and services. Back to you, Jack.
All right, that's a nice little segue right here. There's actually more that said no to this question than there usually is. So thank you for your response. I want to point out that on this slide, if you're not yet a member, in order to have a loan with the credit union or any of our products and services, you have to have at least a basic membership. So the first step would be establishing that. Easy as anything, just scan this QR code at the very end of your application. You don't have to fund your account, especially if you use promo code BD4412. We don't get commission on that or anything like that. It's just a way for us to put the opening deposit in your account. So we'll drop $6 in there. $1 will go to a fee, $5 is yours. That's what we'll hold on to as your minimum account balance. What that does is it opens you up to any other products and services that we might have, including our auto loans. And speaking of other products and services, right now until the end of September, I just wanted to highlight a couple of our quick promotions in case you can take advantage of them. The first we talked about earlier, I won't beat it up too much, is the 1.9% is the lowest APR that we can offer. Not only that, but we can defer your auto loan payments for up to 90 days. In addition to that, we have a checking promotion. I think you're getting a little feedback.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My iPods are picking up.
Yeah, all good. You can also earn $25 when you open up a new checking account and spend $25 within 60 days. And then last but not least, at least for the time being, we have a rewards credit card that can allow you to earn up to 65,000 connection points, extremely competitive rate, no annual fee, and more. I won't go into detail on those since we're here to talk about cars, but you can learn more by visiting aacreditunion.org/offers. Let me see. Oh, I have to mention this because it was a question. Somebody asked, are auto loan rates available to family members that aren't members? Indirectly, the answer is yes. You can sponsor your family members. You can actually earn $25 for every person you refer who joins. So we are open to anyone in the air transportation industry as well as their family members. So we're talking grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, spouses, anybody that lives with you, kids, grandkids, they are all eligible if you are a member. Like I said before, if they're interested in an auto loan or any of our other products and services, help them establish that basic membership account. And you can learn more about the Refer a Member offer by going to the website aacreditunion.org/offers.
Yeah, give the gift of a membership.
Absolutely, absolutely. So at this point, we do have a couple minutes to answer some questions before we kind of close things out. May go a minute over or so, but Butel, you ready for rapid fire?
Go for it.
All right. Um, so one of the questions is, will the webinar recording be shared?
Yes, definitely. We will. You can always visit us at YouTube. Hit the like button, smash it, and you can always see us there.
Yeah, we'll post a recording of today's webinar sometime next week. Indicate on the survey you'd like a copy of today's presentation, and we'll make sure that we include that link to our YouTube channel. Somebody just pointed out that they're new to American Airlines and a new member. They love that we're doing this for them, and they just wanted to I guess, point out that they were looking for a new Cadillac. They tried every which way to sell them the car, but there was just a delay. So it just depends on the dealer. Appreciate that feedback, Joseph. Talked about the family member that can join and take advantage of these rates. Oh, here's a good one. Cindy asked, they looked at rates recently and saw that the APR for a first-time car buyer is higher than our other rates. Will this apply to someone that has a very high credit score and an excellent credit history?
It will be based on the credit score, like you mentioned, and the history itself. Because initially, this is for people that just came out of college, some people starting the new jobs that have not built that credit yet on their profile itself.
Yeah.
So again, just talk to one of our subject matter experts, and they can enjoy one of our lower rates for sure.
Yeah, a loan officer can definitely look into that, but I would say we're not gonna just automatically say you've never owned a car, higher rate. No, we're gonna take a look at your overall credit worthiness and give you the best solution that we possibly can. I think that's a fantastic question.
Mhm.
I'm gonna answer this one for the sake of time, Butel. We got a few thank
Sure.
yous, things like that. What can they expect if they have, say, a fair credit rating? Can't really talk to that. It's all personal. It also factors in your debt to income ratio, your credit history, not just your credit score. So anybody that's interested in knowing what rate they could get, how much they could borrow, please indicate on that survey that comes out that you'd like to visit with a loan officer. They're going to be the best person to give you the amount. I don't want to be backed into a corner or quote something that we can't do. It's a very personal thing. But I can say that the lowest rates that are advertised are for those A+ borrowers, excellent credit rating, things like that. But we have so many solutions that can help you out wherever you are. And we strive to be your advocate. So if there's somebody that can do it better, we acknowledge that, and we won't steer you the wrong way because nobody in our credit union is commission based. We're here for you.
Yeah, Jack, and remember that they can always take advantage of our discounts.
Yep.
Up to half a percent. Yeah. So just
even
go
the
by
low
whatever.
loyalty discount.
That's what I mean.
If you're on time every year, we'll lower it by 2% until we hit that floor.
Yeah,
So
that is correct.
So come talk to us. Mohammed, the link for the YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and search American Airlines Credit Union. It should pop up. So that's the quickest answer I can give there. Butel, I'm going to bring us home. Is that okay?
Yeah, man. We're past time.
Right.
We want to take care of our members.
Yes, sir. I know we're a little bit past time, but on behalf of Butel, myself, and the entire credit union, we want to thank you very much for investing in your financial well-being by spending some time with us today. You guys had some fantastic questions, kept us on our toes. But remember, if we didn't get to a question or if we didn't answer it satisfactorily, we strongly encourage you to indicate that on the survey, which should be in your inbox right now. And we'll have a representative reach out to you early next week. Again, that survey should be in your inbox. We're going to close that on Tuesday morning, start processing those, getting back to you about any questions you might have and looking at your feedback. In addition, on that survey, if you want a copy of today's presentation, indicate it as such. And again, we'll send that out early next week. Lastly, make sure that you tune into future webinar topics that are of interest to you, as well as upcoming events that we might do nationwide by visiting aacreditunion.org/events. Should be right there on your screen as far as the URL goes. And then lastly, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We typically share helpful financial tips, upcoming events, webinar topics, things like that. And then obviously on YouTube, any presentations that we are able to record, we typically post them there so that you can review that at your own leisure. On behalf of the credit union, we hope you stay safe, healthy, and happy out there. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you on your financial journey, especially if it's some of the first times that you're experiencing some of these things. Thank you very much, Biutel. Anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say it's the first day of September. So have a great rest of the day and be safe out there. Thank you again for tuning in and having us in your house.